But I want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop. So this is my story time, The Candy Shop. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Candy Shop. I am Candace.
I'm Hannah.
And this is Mimosa Monday. So, we're going to jump into it soon. We are reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 14, Episode 2. First of all, Hannah, how are you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm doing good, thankfully. This past weekend, I had an allergic reaction to, I guess, sweetener in a Coke Zero. And so my face is still kind of swollen. It's not as bad, but my eyes were tight. Everything was swollen, and now you can't see it, but I have little white bumps on my face.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so I'm taking a steroid, plus I've been taking Zyrtec in order to take care of the rash, because I broke out in hives all on my upper body. And yes, it was not
my goodness.
And so my face has gone down a lot, but I can't wear makeup for a week, and I can't drink at all on the steroid and Claritin. So I'll be drinking water tonight. I'll put on my glasses so I can see. But yeah, it's been a weekend.
Oh my goodness. And on Mother's Day weekend of all weekends.
Yes. So I did a lot of resting, a lot of laying down. But yeah, my face is still kind of swollen. It's not as bad as it was, but other than that, how was your Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day again?
Thank you, happy Mother's Day again to you too. It was okay. I had to cook for my mom like I wasn't a mom. So we won't be doing that next year.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I saw the pictures. The food looked good.
Thanks.
I'm going to say hello to everybody in the chat. So, hey, Chi-Town. She says, welcome everybody to Mimosa Monday with the Candy Shop and guest co-host Chef Hannah. Please sit back with your drink and treats and enjoy the recap of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She also said hit that like button, subscribe, and support the Candy Shop. Thank you, Chi-Town, my mod. Hey, Darren Hood, good to see you. Hey, Cocktails with Lovable Lisa, good to see you as well. So let's jump right into it. Doing these reviews kind of get on my nerves, but I'm going to do them. So it starts off with Sonia and her family. She's moved her whole family into her home, which I think is very interesting. I don't know how that's going to work. I guess they're going to be buying land and building on it, building several homes, which I do have some family members in Texas that did that. They didn't all move in together, though, but they purchased land and each one moved on the land once they had their house built. And so I think they have 3 homes. It's my aunt and uncle, and then their daughters, my cousins, each have their separate homes with the family. And I think my cousin that I used to actually room with when I first moved to Texas, she, of course, had her house first. So I know it works, but yeah, I wouldn't have moved my whole family into the house.
Absolutely not.
What are your thoughts on that?
To each his own. If my parents got sick or something and I had to move them in, or his parents got sick and then we had to move them in, that's different. But just able body and walking around, no. I will find somewhere for you to go until your home's built. I just need my own privacy, and especially I don't need y'all intervening within my marriage, so I'm good.
Right. Well, move it on from them because it wasn't a lot. This episode was it was okay. It had its highs and lows. So one of the good scenes was Kenya and Sheree. Kenya's house looks really good. Everything from when they last showed her basement looks good. Her and Sheree talk about the gala, and they call Sanya on FaceTime to see what was said. Mm-hmm. But basically, everything that they talked about the previous episode, they talked about now. The only thing that was interesting was that Sheree and what's her name? Drew have the same assistant, and he's been spilling Sheree's tea. Allegedly, Sheree owes this assistant, and so it's a lot. I don't know if this is made up for the show or not. Some of this stuff seems kind of made up for the show. Right. But yeah, what were your thoughts on that?
That part was a little dry for me. However, I'm happy they're getting along. I hope it lasts because they act similar, so there's no need to beef. Yes. So I do think that was like a filler scene, but I was okay with that. I don't understand. I would never share an assistant though with anyone I'm filming with, like anyone, because it's a chance your business is going to get out.
Right. And Sheree, I agree with Chatham too. Sheree is always on.
Always.
But catch this, I was watching one of the commercials. First commercial that popped up after that particular scene was a matchmaking show. And apparently the average at best lady is supposed to be on this matchmaking show. The one that Kevin Samuels, infamous Kevin Samuels, talked about, rest in peace to him as well. But he talked about her and he blew up off of this lady's show. And so she's supposed to be on there. They have a scene with her talking about how she don't like white men. So I can't wait. I'm gonna catch this show because I want to see that. I feel like
Let me know about that show.
the men are gonna go in more on her. They're gonna go in more on her. But I thought that was interesting. But going back to the show, Drew and her family, it goes to them. They talk about the assistant again. He fired her, but he has not commenced communication with her. And I feel like the whole conversation, he's gaslighting Drew, basically trying to manipulate the situation and wanting her to believe anything that he says. And to me, he talks in circles. I don't see how Drew has put up with him for as long as she has. It's a mess. This is another couple that I've seen in the YouTube streets that they are saying basically it's a fake storyline. So I don't know. The assistant, the alleged assistant, is supposed to be 50. Hey Q, good to see you.
Hey.
Shadon says Sheree was mad at the wrong person too. She should have been mad at the assistant, not Drew. Exactly. Thank you for the hearts, Q.
I'm mad at both.
Yes, Aaron, you are correct. Gaslighting at its finest. I know you're about to go in on Ralph. What do you have to say about Mr. Ralph?
Well, I can't stand Ralph. You know what's crazy though? Ralph reminds me. Wait 1 second.
Okay. Well, Ralph, I'm not gonna say I can't stand him, but he's definitely a manipulator, and he seems crazy. What were you about to say?
I'm sorry, my daughter decided to just come downstairs, and I want to say something. Ralph, I think he bothers me because he reminds me of my ex-husband. So the way he talks around circles and things like that, that's what he reminds me of. So he's like trying to manipulate the conversation. Side note, if you told me, we're going through counseling for someone, why are you in communication? There was no need to be in communication if y'all don't have to work together. What is the conversation for? What are you talking about? Now all of a sudden she's 50. What does that matter?
Exactly. And
what does 50 matter?
I've seen a lot of fine 50-year-olds.
Okay.
Not old, basically.
Yeah.
Hey, look, Nola Reed's good to see you. Thank you for joining me today. But no, and Q said happy belated Mother's Day. But
thank you.
But he was gaslighting her throughout this conversation. When he said, tell me you don't want me to talk to her. I agree with Drew that she shouldn't have to, but she's better than me, because I would have been like, okay, don't talk to her. You need to cut her off. I don't care at this point. When the situation has gone this far, the person has been blatantly disrespectful to my marriage. You fire her. Why are you still talking to her? Yes, go ahead and cut her off as your wife and your business partner, because I still believe in a relationship, especially two working people. It's a business partnership as well. Mm-hmm. So as your business partner, yes, cut her off. I wouldn't have had a problem with saying it. I know she wants him to have the mindset of him being a man and looking at his relationship and the disrespect and him doing it. He ain't gonna do it because he already gaslighter. So yes,
she shouldn't have to tell him. That's the problem. First of all, I would have picked up the phone, block her now, and if I find out she unblocked, you're blocked out this house.
Now with her going through the phone, that isn't something that I would do right off top. They definitely, I know they're in counseling. They need to definitely stick with it. But him saying, well, she shouldn't have went to my phone. No, like y'all are spouses. If it happens, it happens. You shouldn't have this woman messaging you things like that inappropriately if this is somebody that's supposed to be about business. So let's not even talk about me going to the phone, or if you want to, Yes, I went through your phone and I was wrong for doing that, but let's talk about how wrong this conversation is that you're having as well. And it seems like Ralph has a problem with holding himself accountable. And we'll talk more about that towards the end of the show.
Ooh, yes.
Because I know I might make a lot of men upset, but I have some words from Mr. Ralph. But any more thoughts before I move on to the rest of it?
I'm ready for the next part of him, so no, we can move on.
So it goes, there's some, make it make sense as the question. He said, what if Marlo is the 50-year-old? Ralph did say he had money. OMG. Well, we all
it is not no more.
it's not Marlo. Ralph doesn't have billions or millions. So we know it's not Marlo.
And you know that's definitely not.
So we get to some filler scenes with Marlo shopping for nephews, Kenya playing with Brooklyn, and Sharon, her daughter, Tiara, talking about Tiara's podcast. I didn't realize her daughter was that old. It's like Sharon.
Me too.
So I know she had her daughter young, but yeah, I didn't know that. But we moved to Candy and Todd. Shout out to Candy for producing Play on Broadway, Thoughts of a Colored Man, which is supposed to be really good. They talk about that. She thinks Todd feels some way because he's not involved in it. Who knows? I like the projects that Todd is involved in. I definitely think he needs to focus on those restaurants. Also, they're talking about I guess he's working on their home, but they get to the part about him having this condo in New Jersey that him and an ex bought together. She never took his name off. He ended up having to buy the condo, and now it's empty. He wants them to be able to spend time in it, but Candy is feeling a way about it. That whole conversation was weird for me. If my husband had a condo, I mean, I wouldn't mind staying in it. It's been 20 years. But what are your thoughts? And hey, Nikki, good to see you.
That made that didn't make any sense to me. Like, let's be honest. Y'all had a past before y'all were together. Him having that condo, first it was weird because when she first did it, she made it seem like he was on some more so type stuff and having a side apartment. So I'm like, he got a side apartment, and then when it came out, and he was like, well, you can have the keys to it, like you can come anytime. I'm like, oh, so he's including you in this. You're choosing to make it an issue. Like, don't make something an issue in your marriage that doesn't have to be. That, okay, like he said, you had that house before you knew him. Who knows what went down in there? So it is what it is. So I don't understand what the issue is. Either go there with him or let him go by himself for all that. And you're not going to call that if he said, I furnished it and I'm going up there. She'd be on her way.
Yes. Let me get to some of these comments. So Q said those restaurants up to code yet? I don't know, because that Blaze, that's the one that had those low scores. And I know
it was Blaze?
It was Blaze because of, I think I saw a picture where they had like fish on the floor, or it was something. This was like 2 years ago. And then with OLG, I think that was up to code because, I mean, it wasn't up to code because of the temperatures and some other things that how they were keeping the food. But I think those are in good standings. The jury is still out about Blaze. I was thinking about maybe going there with my husband, but I don't know. It looks like they serve a lot of beef. I don't eat beef anymore, so.
Yeah, it looks like an awful lot of beef. You know, it's a steakhouse, but still.
Yes, and yes, Q, those restaurants should definitely be his focus. Chi-Town said, first of all, the prenup says he has to be out in 30 days. He needs that condo. So if, So you're saying if they got divorced, he would have to be out of Candy's house in 30 days. So yeah, I think he needs the condo as well.
I'm kind of curious. I mean, not that she has to. I am curious though why she never added her husband to her deed.
Who knows? I would think they wanted to, whatever they had separately, it will remain that way for the prenup. Like Candy has way more to lose than Todd.
So. Oh yeah, but just the home purpose. I'm saying, not anything else. Like, I don't know. Just me personally, I would either we buying a house separately together, or I would add your name. I'm talking about for me personally. If I felt as though this marriage is going to work, but if I felt as though this only temporary, then you're not getting added to anything.
I don't know. I guess looking at it from Candy's standpoint, yes, I would want my marriage to last, but I don't know if I'm necessarily rushing to add my husband's name to my house. And that's just real talk. That's just me. Because yes, I would want it to last and want it to be forever, but statistically, a lot of marriages don't last. So I'm definitely thinking on the business side, and a lot of men will hate that. Be like, that's why you black women are alone. So what? I'm gonna be alone in my big house then. So, but yes, Real Label said, "Shot time, I'm gonna go for a drink and pay for the extra ice." Oh my goodness, cute. But Shadon said, I was mad at Candy for saying that he goes on vacation by himself. Ma'am, so do you with your girl. She does.
A lot.
With this show, they go on a lot of trips by themselves without each other. I think Candy at times can be selfish and into her. And I think she wanted a kept man at times. That's the way she comes off to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like she wanted a man that only works on the project she has and really nothing for himself. And Todd originally signed up for that, it seems. He already knew what was up. But now he's wanting to make his own mark, I guess. But yeah, and Nikki says she thinks that was smart of Candy. Yeah, I think of the business aspects, but I know we definitely should be about love as well. But it goes
to only the house. I want to add him to nothing else. Like, we're not having joint bank accounts or anything. This is my money.
Yeah, now everything, I'm sure everything they've acquired while they are married, of course, that's half of it is his. So think about all those businesses that they have and all that. Half of that is his. But we go to the Candy Factory with Marlo. Her and Marlo meet. This was a filler scene. Candy had on that ugly costume.
Oh my goodness, looking crazy.
I don't get Candy in these costumes. Like, what are you doing, ma'am? I do agree with her when they start talking about Black people and why we always have to be associated with struggle. I kind of agree with her in that point, but I also agree with Marlo too. A lot of times we do want our kids to live better than what we live, but we also don't want them to forget what the things that we've gone through to get to where we are, because the struggle that we had though is not that far back. So I agree with both points. Mm-hmm. And then Marlo talked about how she wanted a village and she wanted Candy to be calling her. It's like she's wanting to push that friendship close without really doing the work. And we know later on in the season that it's going to be a big fight.
Yeah.
Shadon said, and Ty needs a break. He has the kiddos all the time. She stays on the road. Right. Hey, Nihar. Good to see you. Shadon says she needs that drink. What you drinking tonight?
This is just a lemon drop, but I made it. I didn't have time to make a mimosa, but my mom's favorite color was blue, so I just turned it blue.
Oh, okay. That is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, and thank you, Nihar, for complimenting my skin.
Yeah, it looks good.
Y'all caught this at the beginning of the show. I talked about my allergic reaction that I had to some sweetener. My face was actually swollen. It's still swollen now, so I don't have on any makeup. I have like bumps on my face. But it's getting back to normal. I just feel weird. This is a naked candy shop face.
It looks good though.
Oh, thank you. Shadon said Candy was taking pics for Halloween.
Okay.
New costume though. Yeah, I know they were shooting like around October, but the show moves on to Drop It with Drew, and Ralph is talking about how he's planning this special night for Drew. So then it goes to Todd at Blaze, and Ralph and Aaron show up, and they talk kids and marriage, and they both they give Ralph the side eye when he starts talking again. So
the men know better, you fool.
Yeah, and then Ralph was like, well, I told her I'm a man. Like, no.
I was like, what? You know what that means. He tries to act oblivious to things. He knows what that means. Come on.
Mm-hmm. So then
thank you.
Yes, it goes to Marlo and her nephews, and I think she's doing a really good job with her nephews. But lastly, this is the last scene. This show, it was like kind of blah. It wasn't a lot.
It was so fast, it seemed like.
Yes, it really was fast. But we get to Ralph and Drew, and Nikki says she felt embarrassed for Drew. I kind of did too. So he plans this special day for her and has her all dialed up. chooses her clothes, then they get to the dinner, and it's just downhill from there. And this is my thing, and I wish we had men watching too. The conversation that they had and the time, how everything was set up, I think that was the perfect place to delicately talk about issues that was going on in their relationship. Like, had my husband had invited me to something like that and we had been going through some things, I would have said, I appreciate this, you bringing us together to talk, because that's what I would have thought. But Ralph, like, did not want to communicate at all. And I don't know, he's very cocky. He wanted her to send her to a session with their doctor so she can learn how to talk to a man. And then he was saying that for so long he had put his family first. Now it's in his mind is God, man, then his wife, then his family. Which, okay, he can have that. But
I don't know what Bible he reading.
What are your thoughts on Mr. Ralph?
Woo! Mr. Ralph. First of all, I don't think it was an honest gesture that he wanted. He wanted to plan this day not to fix their marriage, but for her to basically forget all the BS he has been putting her through up to this part. So this was basically, I'm gonna make you look, I'm gonna dial you up, I'm gonna take you out. Instead of focusing on us, I'm gonna make you think, oh, I wasn't texting, oh, where was you at in Tampa? Because I still want to know. It was just like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you're not going to think about what happened. And I 100% agree with you. That was the perfect time. It wasn't like she was yelling, she was screaming. I should be able to come to you and say one thing, and for you to just blow up, you're not ready to have. To me, I don't think he's ready to have a marriage, because he thinks as though he's a single man.
They've been married 7-8 years. How long?
Yes, I think 7 years.
And she's been putting up with that.
And he's been leaving. Like he's been leaving half of those years.
It could not be me. I'm sorry. And I don't know if she's desperate. I don't know if it's because he has her children, but I
can't
keep taking a man leaving. And hey, Stacey Nelson.
He gotta go.
Well, yes, but good to see you, Stacey. Thank you for joining.
He has to go. He needs to. I was gonna say, imagine what goes on when the cameras aren't rolling. He was disrespectful on camera. I know it's worse off camera. He better than me, because he'd have been eating that wine glass. Because I'm not about to sit here and be disrespected.
I know.
And then I shouldn't have did this. I hate doing things. Clearly you don't do these things, because she wouldn't have been so surprised. If you do these things often, you're happy, you love it, but she was just complete. That means you have never done anything like he said when I married her. So that's the last time you did something nice?
Exactly.
When you married her? He said that out of his own mouth. You know how many years ago that was?
And then he took her to his tailor closet or wherever he goes and gets his clothes. Like, I was so confused, but
no, don't take me there. Don't take me there.
She thought it was special.
That was free. You probably told him we filming. Can I use this spot? That was free.
Yeah. And Chi-Town says self-esteem in her family is deep in the church. So this is my thing, because me and Hannah both grew up very deep in the church. We both.
I'm a PK.
Yeah, I'm a PK basically too. We both dealt with because we both been married before, so we both dealt with men that were like Ralph, but I was of course very young. And I like when that light bulb turns on, it's on, and it's no turning back. And I just feel like the light bulb has not turned on for Drew yet. And Drew I think we're all the same age. Well, I know me and Drew are the same age. Hannah, you might be just a few years younger, but it's like, what is going on? Like, why aren't you getting it? This man is really into self. And I know they might have their good points, whatever, but that I would have had my good times and kept it moving to somebody that truly wanted to be married and truly cared about me and could communicate. I don't know if it really, now we all know a few years ago, her career, it was moving a little bit more than what it is now. Mm-hmm. So maybe she was distracted by her so-called career because she was on the game. She was on several things. I just remember her in the early 2000s being very
plays everything.
So maybe she just had all that going on, and now that times are I'm laughing at Nihar. Who is Jesse Williams? Now that times
Oh, ain't that the guy from Grey's Anatomy?
Oh, I don't know. But now that times are moving, I mean, are slower for her, and she doesn't have as many acting jobs. She's not in Hollywood anymore, and she wants to spend time with her family. It's just not working out. Like, girl,
I wonder if he has something to do with her not taking these groups too.
I really be wanting to tell her, girl, okay, go ahead and log off for me, girl. Log off for me, baby, because this ain't working. You need to log off of that marriage. But I'm sorry, I hate to say that about somebody's marriage because we only see what they present to us, but it's not looking good. If I know I've seen a lot of YouTubers in these streets saying that the marriage is fake, but are not
the marriage is fake.
Storyline is fake. But regardless of the storyline being fake or not, this man has acted like this the whole time they've been on the show. So I'm gonna get to some of these comments.
You can't fake all that emotion.
Yeah, Q said that man ain't feeling Drew, and I agree.
That kiss was trash. When he kissed her, he had his lip was like this. I always peep the background and the body language. He kissed her like this, with his lips tucked in. I would have got back in the car and pulled off the moment you kissed me like that. I'm going home. Or actually, no, I'm wearing this dress and I'm going out.
I meant to say this, speaking of side note and paying attention to things. Marlo, you know my little goblet that I drink out of? I have a pair too. Marlo was drinking out of them glasses. And for her to have so much money, I got them glasses off of Amazon for $20. So I was like, girl, we got the same glasses. You ordered yours. Girl. So I thought that was funny. In one of her scenes, my goblet that has the little diamonds on the top, she was drinking out of that. That was funny to me. Like, you shop at Amazon just like me. Red Label said, well, we are past the 2Ks. Right?
You know what?
Nikki said he is so rude and disrespectful. He is. He's a gaslighter. He does. I feel like
he's a maniac, like the therapist said.
Remember, he was like, and me as a black man, like, come on now.
What the hell? Excuse me. Wait. What the heck does that have to do with anything? I'm a black man. I'm aware. I married a black man. I know what you are. I know what our kids are. What's the issue? You don't have to keep reminding me what I see.
Right. Nihar, yes, we're almost done. I might drop the link for anybody to come up to talk about it. Ralph is Martell 2.0. I actually like Martell this season.
I like Martell this season for the first time.
Yes. Nikki said, I don't think he's committed. He's not.
He's not
committed at all. And yes, Ralph is something else.
I don't even know what degrees he got. Was it ICDC?
Yeah.
Because after he said that football thing last week.
Didn't he go? But he went to, what school did he go to?
I don't know. He said he had many. I got many degrees.
No, it wasn't Notre Dame. It was Rutgers.
He did go to Rutgers.
Yes. So I think.
But that's not many degrees. That's one.
Yeah. That's where he got his degree from, I guess.
The same time he was on the football team. He was an athlete. Yes. Boy.
Relable said, I'm still interested in when he disappeared for 4 days and didn't tell her what he was doing. Right.
Where was you at in Tampa?
And he was like, all you should know is what I'm telling you. Like, he's not saying anything. Like,
remember that recap though? I forgot all those moments he was saying crazy stuff. When they did that recap, I'm like, wow, y'all only been on here one season. You got like 13 things out here.
Yes, and I agree with Nikki. They are the Robin and Juan Dixon of Real Housewives of Atlanta. They are.
They are
like Robin and Juan.
Damn, they are.
And also, the whole assistant thing reminds me of when Dr. Simone on Married to Medicine. I don't know if y'all watched that. Dr. Simone and her husband had those problems.
Yeah.
He had that female friend that was staying with them, and it got so close to the point where they were about to divorce because he could not let go of his friend. And the friend that he had, because it's not even about looks, the friend that he had, no offense, but looked like a butch lesbian. But she was very close to Dr. Simone and her husband. And she would spend the night. and they was just doing too much. And
I'm
Dr.
not
Simone,
doing this with you.
it was to the
I'm not
point
doing
though,
it.
it was to the point though where Dr. Simone wanted to leave her husband. So that's what they remind me of. But I think Drew needs to leave. She does. She needs to take them babies and leave.
She will never leave that man, and that's what's sad.
Nia said in bed. That's where he was in Tampa, right?
Okay.
With the assistant, the big booty
What's
assistant,
in Tampa?
the big booty assistant.
Like, boy, he probably was in Miami. He wasn't even in Tampa.
She was there with them, but the scenes for the next episode look pretty good. The party. I don't know where Kenya got these clear people friends from. Storm out of the party. Like, this is a children's party.
I mean, she was Candy. Did not have to stay over there at a kid's party. I like, oh, okay.
And Sheree was cussing people out. I don't know what Sheree was about. She was like, shut the F up.
I love it. You know, I love Sheree.
Yes. Shina says she does need to leave and go further than Chicago this time. Yeah, go to LA. Go to what you know, Drew. But I'm going to drop this link.
Do you? I have a question, and I'll ask this. Do you think she's staying to? And I'll say this. I stayed 7 years long. So I was married for 10 years. I stayed 7 years longer than I was supposed to because of my church upbringing and how my dad was a pastor, and I didn't really have. You know how the church get when you do divorce, no matter what you're going through, especially you're the woman. I wonder if isn't Drew mom a pastor?
Yes.
I wonder is she staying with him because how it will reflect her family. Because I was like that until I had to realize I have to live my life like I can't live my life for my family. However, I wonder if that's another reason why she's putting up with this mess because of her church background,
Right.
which is sad.
Right. Hey, cocktails with lovable Lisa.
Hi,
Um,
darling. How you doing? Let
hey,
me let me put my light on so you see me. Y'all see my face, okay? How y'all
instead
doing
of your
tonight?
eye. We
How
are
y'all doing
good.
tonight?
Yeah.
How
Yes,
are you?
yes. I'm doing just fine. Yes, highly blessed. But I'm gonna tell you like this right here. Now, Sonya, girl, they doing the same stuff they did on that show on Style Network. Okay, it's the same thing. They all living in the house, and the mama and the daughter sister get into it. It's the same thing. I don't think I can say it's good by Sonya, honey. It's a fine ass husband. Okay, that man is fine. I don't care what nobody say. That's in my opinion like that, okay? Because it's the same show. It's like the same show, but on a different show, on a different network. You know what I'm saying? But the same one, because she was having problems then with her family. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same one. Now let's get to when they talking about the assistant girl. Now I can say this. Now it was so shady to me with the producers girl. Producers bought all those stuff came up with. They talking about people. Oh, she owe money to it. I said, now that is shady of the producers girl. That was
Yeah.
shady. I don't feel nothing. That was shady. They show all the receipts with people saying that she owe money to. And I'm like, I said, well, no wonder then the house looks so good then, because she owe money. Because she owe money to the electrician, the plumber, the contractor, the landscaper. She owe money to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you baby, pay your bills because you owe money to everybody. And because producer put it up there. You know what I'm saying? And so the assistant just so said, no, I don't blame the assistant, baby. I need my coins. I'll get a service for I need my money, okay? But he shouldn't be going back telling her business neither. He should not be telling her business, okay? He should have did a one of them NDA things, you know. Don't tell none of my business. You know what I'm saying? Now let's move on to Candy Talk. Now Candy Talk get on my nerves, okay? They ain't got none. They need to go off the show and do something with the restaurants, okay? That's what y'all need to worry about. The restaurants. You need to worry about Atlanta Housewives. Yeah, Candy, you and Tommy get out the show, but don't nobody care no more about y'all sex life, okay? And what's going on in New Jersey, okay? If you had a problem with it, Ty, you knew what you're doing, what for you had it, okay? So leave it alone, okay? And y'all need to get off the show because y'all boring to me. Y'all really is. They boring to me. You know, and I like Marlo. Marlo ain't changed. People say Marlo changed. Marlo is still the same person who she was the first day she showed up on her, okay? She's still the first. She's still who she is. Cause you come at her, she gonna come back and shake your ass. and she gonna drive me. She gonna lead you to it at the same time. I've been liking Marlon. I like Marlon. Okay, I don't care what nobody else say. Let's get to Drew and Ralph. Child, Drew shouldn't have put that dress on. I'm sorry, dog. That gold dress, your ass too big for that damn dress. Okay, I
Well,
didn't like it on you. Not Beyonce. Okay, you're not the little skin in the model. You got some thighs. You got some ass on you. Okay, just remember that, baby. You do look good. You say you losing weight. You do look good, but that dress right there, then I do. I don't want to see your ass from the back. She turn around, you almost see a butt crack. I don't want to see the butt crack. I watch porn, okay? No more them shade, okay? I watch porn, okay? Now Ralph on the other hand, Ralph get on goddamn nerves. Every time I look, he got these secrets going on.
mm,
Everything he coming, you don't know nothing going on. You and Todd no kind of read you. Aaron and Todd kind of tell you, dude, you was wrong. He keeps saying, no, I ain't wrong, they wrong, she wrong. No, motherfucker, your ass is wrong. Okay? You wrong. I just don't see it. I don't know why she putting up with this mess because it's dumb to me. Because when he said, I mean, you started the conversation. You said I'm gonna send you to a therapist so you can see I talk to me. No, I don't need you send me no darn way. If I want to learn to talk to me, I learn to find myself. Because all I see Drew doing is googling. But I ain't mad at it because I Google too. The stuff I don't understand, I Google. That what Google for.
right.
That's why the Google boys make Google so we can Google. Okay? But I'm just saying he just started it. He started it and I cannot I do not like her husband. And it seems like she got low self esteem or something. That's to me. Baby, you need to pick up those kids. You need to go and let him wonder
Mhm.
what he gonna do without you, okay? Because he got the now he can find it because every time I look up he going somewhere. He got the assistant, he going I guess he go back to Tampa, where the girl is. I don't know who was in Tampa, but I just can't stand him. I mean for me, he up there with Martell. You know what I'm saying? Uh, mm-mm. It's something wrong there. I don't know if this for a TV show or something else, but it's just not right for me. And I'm getting tired of them all. I'm getting tired of my. I'm on juice. Like if I cannot talk to you as my husband, something's wrong in our relationship. I should be able to open my mouth and communicate to you what's going on in our relationship. That's
Yeah.
how I feel. I never been married, but I'm been around other married couples. They say the best thing about marriage is communication. So if I can't communicate with you, something is wrong.
Yes, I agree. I had muted you, Hannah, because I think there's feedback when we talk. I don't hear it now, but
I'm sorry, is it feedback or something?
it's it's feedback on Hannah's end. So I muted
Oh,
us.
really? I don't hear anything.
Okay,
It's like an echo, but I hear it a little, but not as bad.
okay
Okay.
then. But now, that's mostly it. I mean, this the sick I would have gotten the Uber. I would have gotten me my own Uber car, got in my car and just left his ass right there. Okay, you talking about I changed tonight? No, you changed tonight because you brought up the subject. You didn't want to. It's just too much for me. And
Yeah.
they too much. They need to go too. They need to revamp this whole damn season, okay? Because everybody on the board to me. I can't go no more. I can't go no more with this mess on here. It
Yeah.
seems like it's boring.
And
Hmm.
it seemed like it's so dry, and the producers have to bring the tea now because everybody that actually had the tea
Yeah,
and
because you see
maybe
that
shade are
I'm
no longer there. So
That's what I'm talking about. I last night
True,
texted
that
my girl
part.
let's drive up there with seats, girl. I said, I'm gonna see somebody gonna bring up. Then nobody that bring up to the seats. Then nobody in every block I went to, then nobody bring up the producers being shady. When they bought all those seats up, what she saying, when people saying she haven't paid them, man, that is crazy. I'm like, wow. I said, I ain't know she ain't paying no bill. I'm like, one thing you did say, but baby, you need to pay people. You need to pay. You need to pay people. I'm sorry, man. You need. I mean, that was funny to me. That was funny to me when they brought up all the receipts, and it was not more. It was more than five. It was like 10 or 11. They showed up at one time. I'm
mhm.
like, wow, she ain't paid her bills. I'm like, this crazy, but that was funny to me when the producers did that. I mean,
Yes.
it was just funny to me. I don't know, but other than that, shall I get this episode for like a two?
I give it. It was a five. I'll give it a five. I'm gonna unmute my Hana. Goodness, I can't even talk. My little medication has me feeling like an airhead. But
You know what?
what do you rate the show?
This episode, or in general,
The episode.
got 4.5.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
I think
It was missing something.
I need to get into two. But like I said, the producers with that little thing up, that what made it give it a two. Cause that was just shade right there all the way around, honey. Okay. And I don't know why people keep asking Milo what she have done for her living. We all know Milo was a hoe, okay? She always explained it to y'all. She was a hoe, okay? She know how to get her money up, okay? She said she said back in the day she used to work at some strip club, okay? Now that what she said. Now I don't know how true it is. And she said she do pay her taxes, so I guess whoever set her up, they made sure she had a tax bracket where she can make her money, okay? But the sister made her money and she got the labels going left and right, and she taking care of her nephews now. So it's not gonna be none of my business, but we already know what Marlo did back in the day. Stop pretending like y'all. Well, I don't know how she got her money. Number one, how she got her money, baby, it ain't none of your business. As long as she ain't robbing, stealing, and killing nobody for it, okay?
mm-hmm.
That's just my opinion. That's just me. That's just me.
Darren said Real Housewives of Atlanta is going to become the Real Housewives of New York if the episodes don't gain momentum. I didn't even
Yeah,
watch Real Housewives of New York. I watched one season, but did that show just fizzle out? Real
yeah, it
Housewives
is.
of New York. Oh
It
wow.
is.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they kind of blamed on Ebony because Ebony kept bringing up, but Ebony did kept bringing up the black stuff. I mean, I don't mind us talking about race. We don't have to talk about race one thing, and this is one thing I want to agree with. I said with Candace about too. I do agree with Candace say why every time we talk about blacks, why we always talking about the struggle
Hmm.
because you don't see that in other cultures. When
Yeah.
they talk about the Asians or the other people and stuff, they don't talk about their struggle. They show how the success they got. But they talk about the beginning, how they family grown and stuff. But every time we talk about black people now, it's about the struggle, and we overcame that struggle. And I
Hmm.
understand what Marlo talking about, because sometimes me raising my daughter, I had to I thought about she gonna go hard, but my daughter go hard, baby, dog, on her job. She just workaholic. She does a workaholic all the time. I wish I could get her to calm down, but she just a workaholic.
Oh,
And so that's what I like about Candace. Candace is telling the truth. Why we got to show everything about the black culture got to be the struggle, somebody being in the projects or something, or not showing the black essence of the black culture, where we have came from and where we are now. And lifting up like lifting up our community and
right.
let's know our men and girls, boys out there. It's okay. You can have to struggle for a while, but it is such thing as black ethnicity right here. Where you can have your own business. You can have all that right there too. And also, Candace, I like they show meeting a match.
The love match show. I don't know what it's called.
Me too, but I watched it too. It's good. Girl,
Okay.
that man on there. Ooh, child. Baby. You all know he's so oily. You can fry chicken on it.
Oh
He's so
goodness.
oily. I promise you.
Well, thank you for joining us,
Chef,
Love
hey
Bougie.
Chef Anna. I love you,
Hey.
girl. I like the glasses on, honey. I love her.
Well, make sure you guys subscribe to Cocktails with Lovable Lee, because you do these reviews as well.
Okay.
And she is always here. She's actually Lovable Lisa. You've been watching me for a minute, so
Yeah, I do. I've been watching. I kind of make my time and watch every all my favorite bloggers. You are my favorite blogger, me, everybody. I watch everybody. You know what I'm saying?
thank
So I
you.
try to get in much as I can. Like tonight, I had another blog I was watching, but you came right on behind him. So I'm trying to get all the vlogs in all day long as much as I can. Get everybody love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get everybody love, okay?
Well,
So
thank you.
yes. When you gonna do Huntsville?
Huntsville will be tomorrow. I am gonna
Okay
do
then.
it. I
Okay.
was gonna do it on Saturday, but had my allergic
I'm
reaction.
sorry. I'm sorry you had to go through. I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's. I mean, ooh, we child. That's why I
Yeah.
don't drink that zero stuff, child.
Yes.
Just give me normal Coke. I just have to. I just have to gain the calories, baby. Just give me the normal Coca Cola.
I'm trying to lose weight, but
Me too. I understand. Believe me, I understand the
Me
struggle.
three.
I believe me. I have cut out alcohol, baby, and it is hard for me to cut out my alcohol, baby, because I am pre-diabetes and child, and I'm who good. It just I be having this sweet tooth, and I did everything. I throw some candy away. I throw some box. I bought went to the store, bought some lemon heads and some potato chips. And I looked at myself, Lisa, why you eating on this? I throw that stuff in the garbage can. I had to. Because I know it's not good for me. But I be having sweet tooth out this world.
yeah,
And I understand, but I
make
do
sure you
understand, honey.
cut
Let's
it
treat
out.
yourself. Let's treat yourself every once in a while. Go get your Coca-Cola. Get your Coca-Cola and on regular Sprite and let's treat yourself. And let's have a good time and just have a good time. Ain't that right? Ain't that right, Chef Hannah? See, Chef Hannah, she drinking all the lemon drop.
Yes.
I need to cut out the alcohol myself.
But
It's
honey,
hard.
you drink that drink for me. Drink for me, baby.
Thank you for joining us. I'm gonna get to some of these comments. You have a good night,
You have a
lovable.
good night. I love you.
Love you too.
Bye bye.
Bye. So Nihar just asked, am I going to be reviewing Real Ex-Wives? And I think you're talking about the Ultimate Girls Trip with Phaedra, Vicky, and Eva on it.
Who's
Yes,
Vicky?
I think I will. She's from another franchise. So the first season had some Cynthia and Kenya on it for.
Yeah, I saw that one.
So I think I might review it because, like Nikki said, Housewives of Atlanta is given 2 more episodes, and after that, maybe done. It is so hard, and yes, it's the ultimate Housewives ultimate trip. I can't. I do want to
Okay.
see it with Eva and Miss Phaedra because I think Phaedra should have been back on Atlanta, but I know people don't agree.
Why is Apollo gonna be on next week?
Moving on, because I think that's so
Hi.
funny that he's on. Darren said Ebony was good, but I don't think she was a good fit for Real Housewives of New York. Yeah, I heard because she was the one black castmate. I heard all the drama about that. I just never watched it. Oh, and Nihar says she's loving your hair.
Thank you.
Nikki, let's see. Nihar said nope, but the premise is similar. I thought it was Ultimate Girls Trip.
Yeah, I think that's the name of it.
Yes, it
Wasn't that it? Because I saw it.
Bravo. Okay. All right. And then he said good night to Lisa. Shadow said, I don't like Eva. I want to see, I like the drama she brings. But other than that, and yes, they do need Phaedra to make it interesting. But that's all I have for tonight. Try to catch me tomorrow. I'm gonna push myself to do Huntsville.
Ooh.
It'll be somewhat a review and somewhat of going over like the tea because it's going to be afterthought, so that might be a longer show. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do with it. The last afterthoughts though that I did got so many views, and I don't know if it was because everybody just don't like Destiny, but that video I think is at 3.6 thousand views when I
Okay.
did that one. So I know it's for my channel. They love when I talk about Arion and that show. So I'll definitely be talking about it tomorrow. Wednesday night, catch me and So Deb on, I think it's on his channel next or this week for Champagne and Things. Thursday, I might do a trigger Thursday for the first time, and I am going to tackle the discussion of Mr. Kevin Samuels. You all know, especially Hannah, that Kevin Samuels, his content was something I talked about in the beginning of my channel that kind of helped grow my channel when I started posting. So I do want to talk about his death, his legacy that he's leaving, and then all of the people that are reacting to it. So that
And
might,
his killer
yes,
segment.
that might
Allegedly.
say allegedly, because they First of all, the girl that they're showing that he was with the BBW, that's not even the same girl.
I was say I saw the same one.
That girl is Afghan Shadi, the thick girl, and then the nurse is actually a smaller chick.
Yeah.
But a lot of details that came out about his death in the beginning are actually incorrect, like his age, and I actually have to change it. They said his age is 57. On the autopsy, it said 53. Autopsy, it said 53. And I do remember when he blew up with that girl, he was saying he was 51. And so
yeah, I was about to say he definitely said he was 51, like a couple years ago.
Almost 2 years ago. So yeah, it makes sense that he would be 53 now. So it's a lot of things. I know so many content creators have been covering it. I do want something fresh to talk about because sometimes I get tired of talking about these shows. And a lot of times it's draining to watch them when I'm working. When I can go off the rip talking about how I feel about something, that tends to do better for me with these shows. And Jesse Williams is okay. Now I got to look up Jesse Williams.
What he do?
She said he is trending on because
I got to get on Twitter.
What
he done do?
Let's take a look. I don't even know who Jesse Williams was.
If that's the same guy, I know he was dating a girl from Hit the Floor right now after he left his wife. The one that everybody was hyped that said we magical or whatever. Boy.
I don't know who that is, but let me see.
If it's the same one.
Jesse Williams.
If that's the one from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh. Wait, I want to see the pic. And Twitter is good at showing the pic.
Twitter show everything.
Okay, let's. Whoa! Okay. Oh. This can't be shown on.
I gotta go on Twitter.
That's the top part of the picture. I hope I'm not showing nothing. Yeah, that's the top.
Well,
part. But the rest of it is at the bottom. Did I have it covered?
Is it good breast?
There's the pic.
Oh.
Well, make sure y'all
What is going on?
Go on Twitter.
I don't like Phaedra.
You said you don't like Phaedra? I liked her. You know,
You lie too much to me. I can't stand the liars.
They all lie.
They all, but she lied from her first episode on. Trying to convince people that she wasn't that pregnant. Girl, bye. I don't like Phaedra. I don't know why. She just,
yes.
I don't dislike her. I just don't care for her.
I like P.A. Phaedra is what T.S. Madison used to call her. I can't get that out of my head, but I like her. Hey, Lamar. Good to see you.
Hey.
State Insider. And are you laughing at that pic? Yes. Lord have mercy. And he's on Broadway. Where was this picture?
Why? That's on Broadway?
I hope not.
Right? What they doing?
So, but yeah, any final thoughts on anything, Hannah?
My only final thought would be do not stay in a relationship or a marriage where you feel disrespected, because mental abuse will last longer than physical.
Yeah, that is correct. And usually when it's physical, it's still a lot of mental.
Yeah, very true.
I agree. But I want to thank y'all for joining me. This was definitely fun. I'm gonna try to stick with this show, and we'll keep reviewing it from Mimosa Monday. Or I may revamp it where we do hot topics, but I feel like I do hot topics almost every night. But we'll keep reviewing it, see how it goes. Hopefully it gets better. I know Candy and Marlo are supposed to be getting into it, so we'll see. But thank y'all for joining. I'm gonna play my song. I'm gonna just say that no intro or outro, just the song. Oh, and hey Jeopardy, we in here now. I'm about to end. Make sure you catch the replay, Jeopardy. But let me go ahead and play my song. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
But I want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop.